Number 10. The Devil's Sea. This so-called Bermuda Triangle of the Pacific sits right off the coast of Tokyo and is famous for its mysterious disappearances and terrifying local lore. In 1980, the MV Derbyshire went missing in the Devil's Sea, and it was eventually recovered almost 15 years later, but many other crafts were not so lucky. A total of 9 vessels were lost between 1950 and 1954. In 1955, Japan sent the Kaiomaru No. 5 to search for the ships, and it vanished as well, further cementing the link between the Devil's Sea and the Bermuda Triangle. Currently, the sea is labeled a danger zone by the Japanese government, and ships are urged to stay away. What could be lurking beneath the dark waves? According to lore, the Devil's Sea is home to a massive dragon that delights in dragging ships into the depths and eating their unlucky crews. Number 9. MV Salem Express. In 1991, tragedy struck the MV Salem Express when she hit a coral reef and sank into the Red Sea at 11:13 p.m. The reef decimated the ship, ripping a jagged hole in her starboard side, and the big craft sank in less than half an hour. The MV Salem Express had made the fateful journey many times, but she was slightly off course this time. The official story is that the MV Salem Express was trying to avoid bad weather, but some accounts say that she was taking a shortcut with very disastrous consequences. As the ship gaped open and listed, the lights went out and hundreds of people were trapped below deck in pitch blackness. To make matters worse, the stormy weather took direct aim at those in the few lifeboats, capsizing them in its fury, and rescue crews had to wait until the next day to save the handful of survivors. The official death toll is 470, with many corpses still trapped deep inside the wreck. Today, you can dive to the wreck site, which is said to be haunted by those buried inside. Number 8. The Flying Dutchman. The Flying Dutchman is one of the most enduring stories of maritime folklore and a warning to sailors not to get too big for their britches. When Van der Decken, the original captain, set out for the East Indies through the Cape of Good Hope, he vowed that he'd rather drift forever than fail his mission. As bad luck would have it, that's exactly what happened, and the good ship is sailing to this day, at least according to legend and hundreds of sightings. When you consider that the original Flying Dutchman left port in the 17th century, you can appreciate the scope of the journey. Unfortunately, seeing the Flying Dutchman is never a good thing. The aimless ship is a terrible omen. Number 7. The Corryvreckan Maelstrom. Scotland's Corryvreckan Maelstrom is a massive, roiling whirlpool that seems like it was plucked right out of the pages of Greek mythology, except it's completely real. This giant watery vortex is incredibly powerful and can turn up or down its intensity depending on the whims of Mother Nature. The waves around this beastly whirlpool can reach 15 feet high, or the height of your average giraffe, and will undoubtedly take down anything and everything in its path. Also known as the Cauldron of the Speckled Seas, this wicked wonder sits right between the small islands of Jura and Scarba, and plays a prominent role in Scottish folklore. Although the Royal Navy discourages any maritime travel through the vortex itself, and the Gulf of Corryvreckan as a whole, there are few accounts of ships getting sucked down the drain. Number 6. Dumas Beach. India's Dumas Beach is a tourist hotspot during the day and a rabid haunting ground for lost angry souls at night. While the beach is notoriously dangerous at night, it's not packs of thieves that you have to look out for. It's the restless dead that trawl its stretch of black sand. According to legend, Dumas Beach was once a Hindu burial ground, and its infamous black sand is supposed to be the charred remains of the dead mixing with white sand. Whether or not you are actually walking on the remains of long-lost Hindus is genuinely up to how far your imagination muscles can flex. Still, there are some curious happenings that suggest that the supernatural could be afoot. Suspicious corpses have been found on the beach, and strange sounds are supposed to emanate from it once the moon rises. Locals know to get off the shore before sunset to avoid getting too far sucked into Dumas Beach lore. Number 5. The Caluche. The island of Chiloé, off the coast of Chile in South America, is home to some wicked, watery mythology, including the story of the Caluche, a ghost ship full of drowned souls that can lure just about anyone far from the sanctuary of dry land. The Caluche is a Chilote legend and is supposed to be a glorious ship with sparkling white sails and plenty of deceptive laughter. The enigmatic boat of souls regularly dips beneath the waters and reemerges to collect fresh meat. The Caluche is most likely to appear when the island of Chiloé is shrouded in mist, adding another creepy layer to the already spine-tingling tale. Once you've set foot on the Caluche, there's no turning back. The devilish ship owns your soul forever. Number 4. The Titanic. This unsinkable ship is the most famous shipwreck in the world, floundering on her maiden voyage in 1912. Over 1,500 passengers perished in the chilly waters of the North Atlantic, many of them freezing to death as the ship plummeted to the bottom. But some of them are still inside the doomed craft herself. Over 100 years later, the tragic tale of Titanic still captivates us, spawning major motion pictures, books, and other pop culture tributes to the ocean liner. Her wreck site is a graveyard and a hotspot for ghostly activity. Ships passing over or near Titanic's resting place have spotted orbs, indications of supernatural energy. Additionally, many ships report that their signals get garbled if they get too close to the wreck. In one chilling account, the ghost of Captain Edward Smith appeared on a passing craft, asking for a tour of the ship before vanishing. Number 3. Hot Tub of Despair. The Gulf of Mexico's most ghoulish jacuzzi, known as the Hot Tub of Despair, is a briny underwater pool with such a high saline count that you can literally land a small sub on it. The Hot Tub of Despair, also known as the Jacuzzi of Death, kills anything that comes into contact with it. And since it's a balmy 65 degrees Fahrenheit, as opposed to the surrounding 39-degree water, it's a sadistic seducer of all manner of ocean creatures. Any animals that breach the walls of the Hot Tub of Despair are in for a world of pain, pickling themselves immediately in the briny sludge. Number 2. The Mariana Trench. The infamous and mysterious Mariana Trench is the deepest place in our ocean, which of course makes it one of the most mysterious as well. 3 people have ever been to the bottom and come back to tell the tale. The Mariana Trench's inky bottom is known as the Challenger Deep and is 6.83 miles below the surface. That's about half the length of the island of Manhattan, just straight down. At those inhospitable depths, the pressure can crush you within seconds, and the hydrothermal vents expel enough scorching water to literally melt your flesh. The Mariana Trench hasn't seen sunlight in roughly 1 billion years, and we're nowhere near determining what kind of life lurks down there at the very bottom. Number 1. Chuk Lagoon. Chuk Lagoon, also known as Truk Atoll, is the most haunted underwater gravesite on the planet. It's located 1,118 miles off the coast of New Guinea near Micronesia in the Pacific Ocean. And it's jam-packed with human remains thanks to Operation Hailstone. During the Second World War, Operation Hailstone simply destroyed the Japanese fleet over 36 horrific hours, killing 4,500 people with Avenger torpedo bombers, and blasting 68 ships into oblivion. Each ship in the Japanese fleet carried hundreds of soldiers, including the Yamagirl, Maru, Oyuke, and Shinkoku Rex. Chuk Lagoon is one of the top ghostly places on the planet due to the sheer loss of life and the fact that most of the soldiers died horribly, based on what we can see from their scattered remains. Thanks for watching. Would you rather face the full fury of the ghosts of Chuk Lagoon, or have to sail with the crew of the Flying Dutchman for all eternity? Let us know in the comment section below.